I'm Tom Brett. I'm president of the museum's board of directors. I'd like to welcome you to our Truckee Annex where we store the museum's permanent collection. This boat is a 1930 16-foot Dodge Runabout that was owned by Bill Bruner and his family. It's called Miss Tessa, who was Bill's granddaughter, and Bill did a restoration of this boat back in the 60s, entered it in the boat show, and used it for many years here at the lake, and then donated it to the museum several years ago. It's a beautiful Dodge, as I said, runabout, made in Virginia. It has a unique bow design, which we'll see in a minute. It's powered by a Lycoming engine. Would have been a little small for windy days on Tahoe, but very nice boat to be out early in the mornings with the family. This is Forlorn Tim II, which was owned by the Bewley family in Homewood, donated to the museum a couple years ago. What's unusual about this boat is several things. First of all, it's made of teak wood as opposed to mahogany, which most of the boats are constructed of. It was also owned in the same family for 79 years. Marilyn Bewley's grandfather, E.F. Skinner, was a car dealer in Lodi, the REO car company. And he first purchased this boat from the Stevens Boat Company in Stockton. The Skinner family, then the Morse family, and then the Bewley family all had it here at the lake. So it's always been at Tahoe, never really left the area, and we're thrilled to have it in our collection since it's probably our best example of a boat that spent its entire active career here at the lake and still is operating today, and we have it in the water every year or so. This is one of our probably most valuable boats in the collection. This is Godfather. It's the oldest surviving production Chris-Craft runabout. The Chris-Craft Boat Company was like the Chevrolet cars. They were the high volume manufacturer, probably manufactured many thousands of boats which are used by families around the world to enjoy boating starting in 1922 when this particular model was produced. So it's a Chris-Craft runabout from 1922. It's powered by an original Curtiss OX-5 engine. The Curtiss engine was developed in World War I to power fighter planes like the Jenny biplane, and is very well known among airplane enthusiasts. And this Curtiss OX-5 engine we restored last winter, and is probably one of the best operating examples of a Curtiss engine of its type that exists. The boat was donated to the museum a few years ago by Doug and Pam Elmore, who had acquired it from a collector on the East Coast. So it's an example of a boat in the collection doesn't have a long Tahoe history, other than the fact that a Tahoe resident decided to save it and preserve it and donate it to our museum, but it spent most of its life elsewhere in the United States. So Seacar is a California boat made by the Philbrick Boat Company in the Alameda in the Bay Area. Don Philbrick in 1957 purchased a Chrysler Imperial convertible car, took it out, and had the unfortunate experience to total the car, so it was completely damaged and couldn't be used anymore. So Don, being a boat builder and building boats, decided he would build a boat to use some of the major remaining pieces from his car. So the interior, the seats, the dashboard, the steering wheel, the top, the windshield, the power windows are all from this 1957 Chrysler Imperial convertible, and as well as the Chrysler Hemi engine, which also powers the boat. So Don, being a boat builder, built this unique hull to sort of perpetuate the pieces of his car that he still kept. Took him about 12 years to actually complete the design of the boat and get it launched. So the boat we actually record as being finished in 1969, which is the year that it was launched and in use. It's again, other than the Stevens boat, the Philbrick is our other main California manufactured boat that we have in the collection, so of course we're very pleased to have it. This Lakeside was donated to the museum by Bill and Tish Kartosian from Danville a couple years ago. It's a very unique design. Its designer, Al Hickman, started a company called the Hickman Sea Sled back in the early teens and 20s, and he had a very revolutionary hull design which basically instead of having a V-type hull, which is common in many boats today, he had an inverted V, so you sort of split the boat down the middle and moved the hull to the outside. So the straight lines would have been in the center, and which creates an air opening in the center of the boat, and as it moves at high speeds, it sort of rides very smoothly through rough water. It also uses less gasoline, so it's a more efficient engine at a given speed. Hickman tried during the teens to get this design adopted by the Navy Department in World War I, passed all the sea tests with better results than the conventional hull design, but the establishment just wasn't ready for this revolutionary approach. In World War II, he tried the same thing, again won competitions for designs of boats like the PT boat, very famous from World War II. Again, he won all the technology evaluations, but lost the design process to more traditional designs. The boat is powered by a Hall Scott engine, which made in Berkeley, California, so it's the California connection there. It's probably the best example in the world of this 1925 design, Hickman Sea Sled, which, as I said, is very unique. And we're very pleased to have her in our collection as well. This is Miss Lakeside. Another well-known boat in the museum's collection is Miss Tahoe. Miss Tahoe is a 1939 28-foot Garwood runabout, which was Jake Obexer of the Obexer's Boat Company's personal Garwood. Launched it in 1939 and used it for a couple of years here at the lake. Jake then sold the boat to William Letts Oliver, who was the first Commodore of the Tahoe Yacht Club. He used Miss Tahoe for several years, actually called the boat Hey There, raced it in many of the boat races that the Tahoe Yacht Club was sponsoring in those days. Then she was acquired by the Marston family from the West Shore, and they had the boat for pretty close to 59 years in their family. And then when they decided to sell their holdings here at Tahoe, the boat was taken by Bob Cunningham, who restored it, entered in the Concours d'Elegance Wooden Boat Show, and won Best of Show awards, many other awards with the boat. So we're very pleased that the museum is able to use Miss Tahoe as its ride boat and offer rides to the members of the museum as a benefit of membership at different membership levels